It's been nearly 2 years since industrial chemicals known as PFAS were discovered in the central Maine town of Fairfield. The chemicals were in leftover sludge from wastewater treatment plants.
For decades, that sludge was hauled to farms across the state and used as fertilizer. Over time, those compounds leached into the groundwater. Now, regulators are working to identify more potential sites of contamination in communities beyond Fairfield, including the China Lakes region. News Center Maine's Vivian Lee has more in this report.
Regulators from the Department of Environmental Protection have identified 3 different sites in the town of China where sludge was spread, a state-approved process that began in the 80s and 90s. Becky Hapgood is the China town manager.
The stuff I was looking at today contained, dates back to '86. So the more information we can get out to the public, the better.
One of the sites, 8 acres of farmland located off Parmenter Hill Road. Another location, more than 50 acres of farmland off of Route 32 on the Vassalboro Chinatown line.
This is a well house.
Hapgood grew up nearby and is concerned that the groundwater could be contaminated with the toxic chemicals.
Everything drains from that field through the subdivision that I lived in and then down to China Lake. We actually had a well house that supplied the 8 or 10 houses.
Regulators plan to sample soil from each of the sites and surrounding private wells in the next several months. Hapgood wants to make sure that testing includes residents who live in this subdivision.
I know several that have had cancer up there, so it is concerning to me.
Town officials in Palermo have also been in contact with the DEP about its plans to test a 10.5-acre site located between Martin Hill and North Palermo roads. Now, regulators also plan to test private wells within a quarter-mile of that location. Legislation passed last summer mandates every site in Maine where sludge was spread to be tested for PFAS. More than 30 sites out of several hundred have been prioritized for testing, but DEP regulators have yet to release a finalized schedule. In China, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
We have much more information about PFAS and the DEP's ongoing investigation on our website and News Center app.